You need to shut the fuck up.
Hey, motherfuckers. This is Minx. Suck my balls.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
put on your uniform right,
Expert Action Badge.
show up to work on time,
Expert Action Badge.
qualify on your weapon,
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
find your guidon.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right, just doing your normal warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action. The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. Action Badge.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
How you feeling there, Mac?
Good enough to fuck your mother!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Freedom. I'm your host, Minx, and it is May 18th, 2018. Hello. I'm joined with Pookie.
Hey.
I was going to say, Pookie, say something.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So before we get started, really quickly, I do have an announcement to make. Oh, well, one, there's my dog, so there's that. So he says hello. But also, so the 82nd Airborne Division was on the show last night with us, right? So the first time on our history where we've actually had a unit, like division PAO rep, come on and talk to us about their unit. Hi, baby. I need you to lay down, please. Thank you. And so apparently last night it was an absolutely amazing show. And if you guys missed it, there's a podcast up. And, if you go to our video section on our Facebook page, you'll be able to watch it there as well. But the 82nd Airborne Division put out this statement today in regards to some things that have been happening recently. So they go on to say, the 82nd Airborne Division recently received a lot of feedback on our division's policy for memorial ceremonies. After careful consideration and consultation with specialists in this field of work, we will modify our memorial ceremony policy. In the future, all memorial ceremonies resulting from suicides will contain the following elements: prelude, posting of the colors, national anthem, invocation, memorial tribute, readings, address, memorial prayers, silent tribute or roll call, music, benediction, firing of volleys, and sounding of taps. The feedback we received was powerful and greatly appreciated. We are thankful for the continued conversation and ideas about how we can continue to fight for the preservation of life of our paratroopers. Our original intent was to save lives, period. We believe this new adjustment to the division's policy will assist in meeting this intent. The 82nd Airborne Division offers many resources to help paratroopers and family members in distress. Asking for and taking advantage of these resources is a sign of strength. It is this kind of strength and courage that we believe is ingrained in the American paratrooper and their family. So again, that is coming from it's an That's coming from Lieutenant Colonel Joe Pacino, who is the spokesman of the 82nd Airborne Division, who was our guest last night. You guys, a division has changed their policy because of your guys' feedback, which is absolutely amazing. So good on you guys, 82nd. That's fucking awesome.
It's awesome.
You know, because before it was, if a soldier died from suicide, they didn't get really any sort of burial ceremony. It was just kind of like, meh. All hushed up and they got nothing. And I think that's wrong, yeah. Suicide sucks, and I understand that, technically the family isn't going to get any of, the soldier's benefits. However, that soldier still served. That soldier should still be laid to rest with a freaking ceremony,
Totally agree with that.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's not the soldier's fault that they had these demons that they could no longer control. And they thought that this was the easiest way to deal with them. But I think, it's one way that the Army, let alone the 82nd Airborne Division, is able to really honor every single soldier who serves under that division. So, congratulations. Yeah, that's all I got. What is the verdict on Sharkies? Yes. Okay, James.
Oh, yes.
The verdict on Sharkies. Yes, you can go. Congratulations, everyone, over at 82nd Airborne Division Land, Fort Bragg. Sharkies is not off limits. So go and stare at some titties. Yes.
Wonder if they still do the $5 Wednesday steak lunch.
I don't know. I've never been to Bragg. I've never, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't even know if Sharkies is an actual titty bar or if it's just a bikini bar.
Oh. No, it's legit.
So is it full on strip, completely naked, or in Vegas?
Well, I don't think they can strip down past they're allowed to top off, but the thong or whatever's got to be on.
Okay, so not Vegas or European style strip club where they get
not beef, not full beef.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a disappointment. Way to go, Bible Belt.
Mm-hmm. Well, Virginia's worse, man. They gotta have pasties on their nipples.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Ugh. Whatever. I would say, okay, so apparently, commanders of the 82nd, are allowed to choose from two different kinds of ceremonies: the regular ceremony with the usual complement of military ceremony courtesies, and an ultimate ceremony created for soldiers who die by suicide. So yeah. Anyways, Robert, what is Sharkies? Apparently, Sharkies is a titty bar, like we were talking about. So, yay! It's not blacklisted. Hooray!
Right on Bragg Boulevard, great place.
You can go see some titties.
Just stay away from the Asian Odyssey if that's still a thing. I think that's still blacklisted, but whatever.
What the fuck is that?
Don't go there. I don't even want to describe it. I went in there. I didn't know it was blacklisted, and I ran away really quick.
Oh my god! Is it human trafficking bad?
Yeah.
No. I ran into one of those places when I was in Germany in launch school. I was like, oh god, this does not seem like a good place. It was one of those you had to look into a security camera in order to be buzzed in, and I'm like,
Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure I've had training on this. Like, this seems rather suspicious and really familiar. Like, I'm getting a lot of deja vu from online training. Something about human trafficking? Fuck it. Ding dong.
Whatever.
Went in and, like, it was shady as fuck. And I was like, yeah, no, we gotta go. And I was with a buddy of mine, and he was like, yeah, we need to go. And I'm like, we like walked in, took a look around, and we're like, nope, and like walked right back out.
Yeah, that's my gist with Asian Odyssey, if it's still around or whatever. Is I was new soldier to brag, you know. I came up in there, I was like, I'm gonna check this place out, and I was out of there within 5 minutes. It was that sketchy.
That's what this place was like. But these hookers would like literally like hang outside the windows and like try to call people inside, and you're like,
Oh, yep. If you rolled into that parking lot at Asian Odyssey, even if you were like rolling in, there's like a tobacco shop. If you were rolling in to get cigars or some shit, they'd like come chasing after your vehicle and shit. That's how crazy it was.
Oh yeah, everyone. Pookie sent me a new picture, which is down there now.
No, you got me.
I did. Dude, you sent that to the chat, and I was like, oh my god, yes.
No. And it's not even finished yet. I still got some touches to it, but whatever.
Oh, but it's so good.
That shit's gonna be epic when I'm done with it.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy because you do all this shit on your phone.
Yup.
Absolutely crazy. Like, I don't,
If you knew half the stuff that I could do on my phone, like today I shocked myself with a feat. I'm not really going to talk about it because of security issues or whatnot, but I did something today. I was like, oh.
Oh, well, all right then.
It's like something that you would never picture about being able to do with your phone. I was like, I just did that. Holy
Right?
shit.
I should probably back out now. Fucking. So, apparently there was a royal wedding, today, last night. I'm not 100% sure when it happened, or like, you know, time zones are a thing, but you know, Prince Harry apparently got married. I literally could not give a shit less. Only except like he was one of the few good-looking gingers, and he was a prince. And you're like, damn it, well, there goes my chance now of being a princess. This is some bullshit. Other than that, his marriage doesn't affect me.
I thought we fought a war back in the 1700s to separate ourselves from that bullshit.
Right? Or to, you know, not care. Because again, this is America. You no longer have a say in what we do, Britain. Fuckers. Like, honestly, why are so many Americans obsessed with this fucking wedding? I don't understand. It's like, there's a reason why we fought this, and so we don't have to give a shit. We had that war for a reason.
Well, the same reason why people are obsessed with the Kardashians and shit. I can never wrap my mind around that shit.
Oh, right. God, I need to do a sex tape and then release it. But then claim like, oh no, it was hacked.
Is that how you get famous?
Dude, apparently, isn't that how that's how that hooker got started, right? Because she was the personal assistant of Paris Hilton. I'm really ashamed that I know this. Ugh. Anyways.
Starting to question you.
Anyways, I digress. So she started off being the personal assistant of Paris Hilton, which is how she started getting her face like out in the tabloids and whatnot, because that's when Paris Hilton was being a whore. And like what's putting her square head everywhere. Have you noticed that? Like her head is literally shaped like a fucking cube. Yes. So then OJ's daughter, that was her sister. So this chick
Yeah.
starts being the personal assistant of Paris Hilton and starts being introduced to, like, you know, famous people, becomes a whore. Wait, no, that's slut shaming. Whatever. So it starts.
Is that thing?
I guess. I don't know. But, you know, whatever. If you want to go fuck around and fucking by all means do it, chick. So she starts fucking everybody. And then has a sex tape that was hacked, or like makes a sex tape with somebody. And then I'm pretty sure it was her mom that released it. But it was hacked. But ever since then, they won't go away. So I'm pretty convinced that's how you fucking get your name out there and you become famous these days, is you have a sex tape and then you accidentally release it, or you claim that somebody hacked into your hard drive and took it and then released it.
Damn, all I gotta do is just hit a hard drive up and just drop one on the internet. That's awesome.
But, like, you have to fuck a famous person first in order to, like, make a sex tape with somebody famous and then have it leaked.
I don't know anyone famous, so
I don't either. At least not, you know, that I'm willing to, you know, make a sex tape with. I don't know. Oh, so good. But yeah.
What you drinking on?
I am drinking Captain Morgan Private Stock.
Oh, you feeling fancy tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling fancy. Hell yeah, I am. Fucking Spanky taking applications for famous people for sex tapes.
Yep.
No, not me. So today was a shitty day, man, news-wise.
Oh yeah.
But fucking what was I gonna do? Oh, okay. So I want to talk about something really quickly first. Have you ever had one of those naps where you wake up and you're like, what fucking century am I in?
Yeah. The Rip Van Winkle sleeps.
Yes. Oh my God, I had one yesterday.
That's awesome. I love those.
I was out for, I think only like an hour or two, but I was in such a deep fucking sleep. Like when my alarm went off and I woke up, I literally was like, wait, no, what day is it?
That's awesome.
I honestly thought I missed work. I was like, shit, it's Friday.
Take a nap on Friday, wake up Friday and think it's Saturday or some shit.
Oh my God, no, that's what it was. It was Thursday and I went to sleep. I woke up and I was like, wait, I had to keep checking my phone to make sure I didn't miss work today. Like, shit, I'm gonna get fired. Fuck. But yeah, fucking felt so good though.
I love those naps. They're the best. Especially the ones where you have the really vivid dreams and you wake up out of it, you're like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
Right? And you're like, I'm not even sure what's reality anymore.
I used to get those all the time when I was taking Ambien. You'd wake up from the Ambien dream and whatever it is, and you don't even know what's real.
Yes. Have you done Amazon and Ambien? It's a good time.
I was told to stay away from that.
It's a good time. It's like Christmas because you don't know what you bought yourself.
I mean, I've done that a few times when I was drunk and like a package shows up. I'm like, what the hell? And then I've got a nice set of headphones. I'm like, I don't remember ordering these, but they're nice. I'm going to keep them.
Hey, these look good. Yeah.
Could be worse. You could just wake up with like weird Silk Road packages showing up to your house.
I actually had that happen. But it was a friend of mine who sent it to me for a birthday present. I opened this freaking like large envelope, and I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, I didn't order a silk robe. I got all concerned. I was like, the fuck? But it was just a friend who ordered me one for my birthday. It's Harley Quinn. So.
Oh. Well, what's with people's obsession with her? I cannot figure it out.
I have always loved her since like she first appeared in the animated
Batman
series. Yeah. I don't know. She's fucking fun. I love her. I thoroughly enjoy her more now in the comics after she like breaks away from the Joker and like gets healthy like mentally and like gets away from that abusive relationship.
Oh, I've not. I'm not a big DC guy, so.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, like, Joker literally, like, beats the shit out of her, right? Which is why I never understand when people are like, oh, I want a relationship like Joker and Harley. I'm like, good God, why?
Exactly. A bad case of Stockholm Syndrome,
right?
pretty much.
God damn, like, why? Because, like, he's so, like, manipulative towards her. He's emotionally, verbally, mentally, and physically abusive towards her. It's ridiculous the amount of like codependency that goes on between them. And like to the point where like she gets pregnant by the Joker. He doesn't even notice. So as like her pregnancy progresses, like he's continuing to like send her out on these like death missions and like beat the shit out of her. And she leaves, gives birth to their daughter, is gone for a few months, and then comes back, or she's gone for a few months or a year or something like that, comes back, and he acts as though she's been around the entire time. Like, he never even questioned, like, hey, where the fuck were you? It was just like, oh, she's never left. Because you have to understand, the Joker, his whole drive, the only person Joker loves is Batman. He doesn't love Harley. He loves Batman. He loves the game that he and Batman play. Freaking Harley Quinn's just there for, you know, as a pawn piece for him. So, yes. Oh, my God. Great Cloud. Yes. Morticia and Gomez. Ah, yes.
Yes.
Like legit relationship goals right there. Morticia and Gomez Addams. Yes. And I'm not just saying that because like I'm a witch and like pretty gothy and like into that whole dark shit and I own a lot of black. It's just they're fucking amazing.
Yes. I'll agree with you on that one. Mm-hmm. He loved her more than anything in the world.
Oh my God. And she loves him too. Like more than anything. They actually have a like, yeah, they're both weird as fuck, but they both, it's obvious they both love each other and they love their kids.
Yeah, even though they are probably the worst parents on the planet, but still.
No, they're not the worst. But yeah. But no, in the new in the comics now with Harley Quinn, Harley is actually bisexual, and she and Poison Ivy are actually in a relationship together.
I think I've seen that in one of the new anime because I like the DC animated movies. I don't like the DC real movies, I guess, or whatever it is.
Because they suck.
They're so much better animated.
Well, yeah, all the DC cinematic universe just sucks. All around. They fucking they blew their wad so early in Batman v Superman with Doomsday. Like that should have been fucking the main villain in Justice League.
Yes. Or something further down the road. Like Thanos in Infinity War, which I finally saw, which is amazing.
Oh, you finally saw it? Did you cry? Oh my God, did you cry?
Dude, when Peter, oh my God, when Peter like grabbed a hold of Tony Stark and he's like, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. All of my eyes.
Oh my god. Seriously. And then fucking Groot.
I am Groot, and he disappeared. I was bawling.
Do you know what he said? Translated from like Grushian or whatever it is. That's their language. No spoilers. Great Cloud. It's been 3 fucking weeks. It's been almost a month since the movie's been out. If you haven't seen Infinity War, tough shit. It's literally been almost a month since the movie has been out. If you haven't seen it, it's not my fault. It has been long enough. We can talk about it openly now. But yeah, okay. So the screenwriter for Guardians of the Galaxy was also on the screenwriting of Infinity War, and basically he was asked via Twitter, whatever. What was Groot's last words? Like, what was his last sentence? And he pretty much, like, as he's looking at Rocket, he called Rocket Dad.
Oh my god.
Right? Like, I'm gonna start crying again.
You got a tear rolling. I'm needing cut ninjas to run hard through this shed right now.
Right? So, yeah. So that's what Groot's last words were. Like his last, like, I am Groot. He was calling Rocket Dad. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. Seriously. Then Luke says the new Deadpool is better. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait to see that movie. Obviously, I'd be going now, but I'm here.
What, that came out today?
Yeah. Well, or last night.
Yeah, well. I'll see it when I see it.
Oh my god, and the marketing team for Deadpool is absolutely amazing.
I think Ryan Reynolds is 100% behind all that shit.
Oh, I mean, he's completely adapted the character persona of Deadpool into himself. But no, so basically what they've been doing is they've been recreating movie like DVD cases, but with Deadpool instead of like the actual actors that are in the movie. So think like X-Men Days of Future Past, right? So instead of having or X-Men First Class even, instead of having, all the original characters up there, it's Deadpool dressed as all of them. And then on the back it says, Deadpool's not in this movie. But if you want to go see him, he's going to be back on, May 18th. Here's a $5 coupon off your ticket. And like they did it with Fight Club. They did it with Assassin's Creed. They did it with a bunch of X-Men movies and like a whole shit ton of others. But it's absolutely phenomenal. Like whoever was in charge of that, bravo. Like, good job. It's like great.
I don't know. I would really love to see the comic book where Deadpool steals the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos. That's right. He puts the entire Marvel Universe on a roast. It would be an amazing movie.
It would be.
And the funny part is at the end, he just gives the gauntlet back to Thanos and says, "This is a piece of shit. What the hell, dude?"
But yeah. So, I kind of want to get into a little bit of news.
All right.
So you know how I think it was earlier this week, President Trump. Okay. Well, hold on. I digress. Before we get into that, that whole Yanny Laurel thing been going around right now.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, one, it's clearly Laurel. Like,
yes,
it's quite clearly Laurel. But have you seen the video that the White House put out?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know the White House posted something about that.
Fucking hilarious. So, the White House put out a video going around asking, the different staffers, what do you hear? And Ivanka Trump starts it off and she's like, it's clearly Laurel. And then it like goes down and a bunch of people say Laurel. It goes to Kellyanne, and she was like, it's Laurel, but I can revert to Yanni if need be, like, which I thought was fucking funny. And then it goes to Sarah Sanders, and she's like, clearly it says Yanni. Like, if you heard anything else, it's fake news. And obviously you got it from CNN. And then it goes to Vice President Pence, and he's like, who the hell is this Yanni guy? And then it goes to President Trump, and it's hilarious because he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I hear cafefe.
No shit.
And I started laughing so hard.
Damn.
I was like, this guy.
He would totally do something like that, though.
Yeah. It was fucking hilarious. It's cafefe. It's great.
I did a spectral like analyst on that audio file with my phone. Guess I can do things like that with my phone. If you take it on the low end, you do hear Yanni or whatever it is, and if you take it on the high end, it says Laurel or whatever it is. So it all depends on like the sound quality of your device. It was really like a spoof kind of thing. I think someone made it, released it just to cause a controversy, but that's just my thing.
It's weird because it's clearly Laurel.
Oh, it is. If you've got decent quality speakers, you're going to hear that. But if you got shit quality speakers, it's going to sound something different.
But yeah, so speaking of President Trump, so earlier, I think it was this week, he held a roundtable with a bunch of people from California in regards to the state wanting to be a sanctuary state, right? And how, he's completely against it. Well, the media took something that he had said and did what they always do.
Great segue.
Huh?
No, I said this is a great segue. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
So they took something that he said, cut it, edited it perfectly to where you would have no context as to what he was saying, and then released it and tried to demonize him. So basically, President Trump was going off saying, MS-13 gang members are worse than animals, which they fucking are. They really are. They are inhuman. They are worse than animals. And so the media chops it up, and they're like, oh, President Trump thinks all immigrants are worse than animals. And it's like, no, that's not what he said.
They clearly heard Yanni when they meant Laurel.
But yeah, so in response to that, apparently there's a writer out there named Rob Russo. Russo? I don't know. There's a lot of S's and a lot of vowels. Looks French. But anyways, he put out an article on Thursday, I believe, that pretty much said that he would rather have a daughter date a member of MS-13 than a conservative.
Say what?
Yes.
So this dude's smoking crack, pretty much.
Apparently, because let's just take a moment to realize that because Donald Trump is president and has spoken openly and like outwardly against MS-13 and Hamas, right? Two really bad organizations. Our mainstream media has come out in waves to defend both of these organizations. Hilarious.
So what you're saying is old dude was so open-minded that his brain fell out for a second?
I guess. He's so progressive. He's like, I don't need this. And like just threw it out. But yeah, no, okay. So basically, the new embassy opened up in Jerusalem, right? And like started all these protests between the Palestinians and the Israelis. There we go. And this is not biblical. Whatever.
So saith the Lord.
Right? Oh God. My pentagram's burning my skin right now. But no, okay, so basically, and so the Hamas has started, all these riots and protests on the Israeli border again. And because, the Israelis are protecting their border and, taking out threats, all of a sudden the Israelis are bad people for wanting to maintain their status as a sovereign nation, which I don't understand when they became the bad guys, but apparently they have. I don't understand it. I don't know. Freaking.
I mean, they're not the bad guys. They've brought a peace option to the table like 1,000 times, and the Palestinians
right?
been like, no, death to Israel, death to the Jews.
Hello, Spurs.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. How's that mic sounding? Because the last time it was a little choppy.
It's better.
Is it
sounds
better?
Good, except sounds like you got a fan blowing on you.
Yeah.
Well, that's the old computer.
The old computer trying to breathe.
The dusty desktop.
I had one of those once.
Yeah. It's gonna go one of these days, and I'll end up getting a new one. But the fan's working hard. It's probably chewed up a good 5 years of dust. So
God.
It'll chew out soon.
So we are talking about how President Trump has gotten the mainstream media to not only defend but really support not only Hamas this week but also the MS-13.
Yeah, I was kind of listening in. I was kind of surprised about that. With the mainstream media also, back in the day, I say back in the day, a year ago, Antifa, they're so screwed up in the way they think. They want to humanize and glorify these organizations that are just bad.
Yeah. And John brings up a good point. There is a video that was released today of a Hamas father or a Palestinian father who literally pushed his 3-4-year-old son up to Israeli soldiers with a Palestinian flag and was telling his son, go throw rocks at them so they'll kill you. What kind of fucking dad does that?
With this, and that's an old video, but it's the same shit.
It's fucking ridiculous. I don't care if it's fucking old. It's fucking sad that, they're so desperate to cause any sort of fucking controversy and be like, oh, they killed my kid. Well, you pushed your kid up there. What the fuck are you doing? But luckily, the Israeli soldiers, knew what they were doing. And, instead of, shooting the kid, they gave him a high five. What's up, dude?
Did you see the video floating around with, all the quote-unquote bodies underneath the burial shrouds?
Yes!
And dude scratches his nuts.
And it was such a terrible propaganda video. Like, look at all these people that the Israel's killed.
Yeah.
And, and these
Wasn't that
bitches
Family
are
Guy
moving.
that did that?
Yes, it was Family Guy. Peter scratched his balls. Or like he died from. Oh.
Damn it.
Ah.
But yeah, so this writer, he's a freelance writer, Rob Rousseau. Again, it's French. I don't speak French. Said he'd rather have his daughter date a member of the violent gang MS-13 than a member of the Republican Party.
Cool.
Most of his Twitter feed is dedicated to bashing Republicans and President Trump. The freelance writer's purposefully incendiary tweet about his daughter, which he does not actually have, was made in reaction to President Trump calling MS-13 members animals, which they fucking are. So the vicious gang, comprised mostly of immigrants from El Salvador, rapes, tortures, and murders victims in gruesome fashion, operating on the motto, kill, rape, and control. Remember, they also are really big into sex trafficking and like kidnapping girls, beating them, and then selling them into sex trafficking. So again, they're worse than animals.
They're good people. That sounds like good people to me.
Right? Oh my God, we should totally let more of them in. Duh.
Yeah.
That's what the sanctuary cities are all about. You know, like let them all in. Let them in. They're normal people. Multiculturalism, yay.
Yeah. So in one such case, 2 teen girls were beaten with bats and hacked so severely with machetes that they were unrecognizable. When the MS-13 murderers appeared in court, they smiled, laughed, and waved as the victims' family members looked on. So this dude's tweet was posted after he ranted about Trump's animal remark and his displeasure with some of the media for clarifying that the president was referring to MS-13 gang members and not all immigrants, as most initial reports purposefully said. Quote, now that all these media dipshits have fallen over themselves to clarify Trump's animals comment, the notoriously reasonable and intelligent denizens of Make America Great Again Twitter are completely satisfied. They like CNN now, actually. He posted.
Denizens?
Denizens? Is that what it is? I don't fucking know. There's an I in there. Denizens.
I thought it was a silent I, but whatever. That's me.
Again, I don't. Words are hard, man.
It's Friday night. Let's just drink on.
Right? Hell yeah. Cheers and shit. Oh, cheers. So speaking of kids, I know that we talked about kids really quickly. I almost surprise adopted 2 of them today. Yeah. A 4-year-old who was super, super cuddly. I understand, you know, this kid was drugged on, you know, Versed. I get that. But whatever. It just, you know, means that he's not going to put up a fight. When I'm like, come here, you're mine now.
Just the way you like it, right?
Yeah, right? They don't need to fight.
Without a fight.
But he was, oh my God, it was so cute because like I was holding him and he just kind of like melted into me and I was like, oh my God, I want to take you home. And then it didn't help that like my nurse that I was working with today, she's like, you need a kid. And I'm like, I have to, you know, 1, I have to have sex in order, you know, to get pregnant. And then 2, I need someone to, you know, have sex with in order to get pregnant. Like there's this whole process that has to happen. Like I can't have C without A and B first. She started laughing and I was like, I'm working on it. Like it's going to take some time though. And then my anesthesia provider, he started laughing and he's like, so like, do you go on dates? Like what happens? And I'm like, well, you know, you got to test out the horse before you buy it. Like he just started laughing. I was like, but yeah, there's no horse around here. So
couple mules, couple donkeys, straight up jackasses.
Oh, speaking of, I got to hang out with the cutest little jackasses on last weekend.
Yeah, baby ones?
Yes.
Oh, those are adorable.
Oh.
Adorbs?
I really am judging you so much right now that you said that. That's something my sister says, and she's ditzy as fuck.
I apologize. I just got off the phone right before I got on here with my daughter. You know, she's 15. So I got to switch gears here.
Fucking yeah. No, my you just totally sounded like my sister, who's basic as fuck. Like
I'm a basic bro.
Yeah, if you look up basic bitch in the dictionary, my sister's picture is like right there, and she's like giving a thumbs up, like woo. That's her. Oh, and then there was a 12-year-old that I almost surprise adopted as well. That kid was awesome. Came in like the OR dancing and like just again super drugged up. But the kid was.
Wait, he was drugged up before he came in?
Yeah. Because that's what we do. We drug you up before we roll you back.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I thought you were meaning he came in all tweaked out.
No.
And he was dancing. All on fire, ready to go.
No. But then I sent a message to Red Leg and Ice, and I was like, so almost surprised adopted some kids today. And Red Leg, he was so kind, super, super kind. He sent me, let me see if I can find it. Where did it go? There it is. He sent me the Texas code, penal code on kidnapping. So according to Texas Penal Code 2003, a person commits an offense of kidnapping in the third degree if he intentionally, but one loophole says he, not she.
You're good.
So loophole right there. Intentionally or knowingly abducts another person. A person does not commit the crime of abduction in the third degree if abduction is done not with an intent to use or threaten to use deadly force, which, again, I was not going to use deadly force. Abducted person is a relative of the person committing the crime, which, all right, so that one I can't claim. I'm not related to these kids. And then, the sole intent of the person committing the crime is to assume lawful control of the victim. I mean, yes, okay, yeah, no, surprise adoption. You're mine now. And then it says under Texas Penal Code 12.34, third degree felony is punishable by imprisonment of any term, if not more than 10 years or less than 2 years. In addition to imprisonment, an individual adjudged guilty of a felony of the third degree is punishable by a fine not to exceed $10,000.
So what you're saying is if you abduct them, the state abducts you.
Yes. However, I was like, so what you're saying is as long as there's no violence or threat of violence and I tend to become the legal guardian of my surprise adoption, I'm good to go. And
sounds like it to me.
And Red Lake was like, no, that just means it's not third degree kidnapping. It's still kidnapping. And then I replied back with, but it's not a felony.
Damn.
Yeah, loopholes.
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Do you get to keep the kid? That might be cheaper than adoption. Right, Tag, you're mine now.
I'm gonna love you and hold you and kiss you and make you all mine.
Right? Yes. Oh my God.
Forever and ever.
Yes. Like, that was me with the 4-year-old. I was like, oh my God, you're mine now. But then the doc walked in and he saw me holding my patient, and he was like, no, I already know what you're going to ask. No, you have to give him back. And I was like, but I don't want to.
Can I keep you?
So speaking of cute things, did you see my post that what I'm giving away?
Yes, your kitty.
Yeah.
Why are you giving away your kitty?
Because the kitty needs to go find a different home.
Uh-oh, what's wrong?
It's allergies on the kid.
Oh.
So, it's sniffles and too many sick days and things like that. So kitty needs to find a new home. So if anybody wants to pay the shipping cost, they can take my kitty for free.
It sounds so dirty when you say it that way. You whore.
It's not trafficking if it's free.
It's not trafficking. Loopholes. But yeah, no, I
just give it to me on a birthday card. It'll be fine.
Right? Yeah. No, I did. I saw your post. I commented on it because I thought it was hilarious. I love how you were like, what am I kidding? It does cat things. When it wants attention, it'll come seek you out.
Well, I charged an adoption fee. It said a small adoption fee is okay on Craigslist. And so I made sure to put it on there for like $75, just so somebody wouldn't put it in a stew or feed it to a dog or anything like that. It's a good cat. It can't stay here.
Yeah.
I want to find it at a good home.
And she's so cute.
She is. Did you see? Oh, you didn't see the third picture on my post.
No.
I wish I could put a link on there because it's my Chihuahua trying to make maybe they're called ditties or cat dogs or whatever. They're trying to mate.
No.
Yeah, it's a good picture.
That's fucked up. A poor cat.
Chihuahua.
Wow.
Chihuahua kitties.
Oh,
Meow.
God.
Woof.
All right, y'all. It's break time. When we come back, we are going to talk about the shooting that happened in Texas today. And, did you guys hear about the Canadian who adopted a pig and ate it? It's fucked up. It's hilarious, but it's fucked up. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the shooting that happened at a high school today in Texas. And we are going to talk about how the 16-year-olds, allegedly 16-year-olds from Parkland are weighing in on this. And, they're, banned rifles, but, rifles weren't used. So there's that.
Yeah, I thought their 15 minutes were up.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, and I just really felt like getting on their Twitter and just say, your 15 minutes ended up like 5 minutes ago, so you're over with.
Right, stop
it's
it.
not your turn. Shh, be quiet. Shh, adults are talking here. Shh, be quiet.
Exactly. So, we're gonna listen. We're gonna have some music, and when we come back, that's what we are gonna talk about. So stay tuned. Shots.
Shots.
So I'll keep on drinking till I comatose, or I pass out on the floor. You got me staring out the window. 8 hours late and you're a no-show. Where I'm from, that's called a no-go. I guess I should have known. Sleeping with one eye open, hoping to make it whole. You're always on my mind, but right here, right now, I'm better without you. right here, right now. I'm better without you. You're always on my mind. I'm right here, right now. I'm better without you. I've had this for some time. But right now, I know that I'm better on my own.
We used to be so strong, and now your words are covered in lies. Is there a reason for us to make this thing still stay alive? As you turn away and fade, mistakes that we have made. Separate the distance between you and me's what brought the hate. But I can break these chains and bind us down. You think you know true pain, but always walk a narrow line. And everything that you have, you will pay back in time. As you turn away and fade, mistakes that we have made. Separate the distance between you and me's what brought the hate. But I can break these chains and bind us down. All the things that you thought one day would come true, I am taking, and it's all because of you. As you turn away and fade, mistakes that we have made. Separate the distance between you and me's what brought the hate. But I can break these chains and bind us. Separate the distance between you and me's what brought the hate. But I can break these chains and bind us down.
Broadcasting live from the basement of a Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Welcome back for part 2 of Friday Night Freedom. Almost said title Tuesday. I'm an idiot.
Broadcasting from Antarctica during a blizzard.
Do what? Oh, yeah. Freaking fucking Spurs over here is in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, bad weather up here in the Pacific Northwest. Always raining.
What are you drinking on?
Whiskey and Coke, as always. I went for the smaller glass this time, though.
You what?
Went for the smaller glass.
Why?
Because I like refilling it every break.
Oh, refills are for pansies.
Well, Minx has seen my my big glass.
Yeah, he's downed it during a show before.
Ooh, the big glass, and you downed it during the middle of the show? I want to hear more about this.
Well, here, hang on just a sec. Can you see my my video?
Well, Pookie can. No one else can.
They can't, but you can.
All right. Oh, bye, Spurs.
Oh. Oh.
See, that's the big one. It's a Stein.
See, that's why I grabbed my big mug.
Is that what you call them?
Hey, for whiskey and Coke? Yeah.
Y'all are totally missing what I'm putting down. Anyways,
Pookie, you're so bad.
I don't usually take it that big,
Oh.
What, I mean,
Tom.
This is great. I'm so glad. It's like work, but, I'm at home. Fucking, oh my God, no, seriously. It's so bad. Like, well, I'd say that, but it's like not bad. But like if anyone who does not work in my section were to come in and just observe, and were to walk in and hear some of the shit that we say to each other, they'd be like, what the fuck? Because we've got a tech and an anesthesia provider who constantly go back and forth, and she calls him daddy. And it gets to a point where I'm like, do I need to leave the room? Like, oh God. But then I normally so when I put my gown on, I'll normally look over to my anesthesia provider and I'll be like, hey, I need you to come tie me up. And because, they got to tie me up in my gown. But it's just fun to say, hey, I need you to come tie me up now. Rrr. And so sometimes they'll come up and, pull the neck piece a little tight, around my throat. And I'm like, oh, God, yes, choke me harder.
This is Friday Night Freedom, right?
Yeah.
Getting hot up in here. Oh.
No, it's all in good fun because it's really great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happens at work. And so we're really fucked if anyone tries to actually not in the section comes in to witness anything, because then we have to watch what we say. We're like, all right, no going to HR today for possible sexual harassment. But again, we talk about some shit that, like I said last week, Friday, it was not even 7 a.m. and we were talking about fisting.
That's a good start of the day.
It was a good time. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Fisting at 7 a.m. I mean, that's a good morning session.
Anyways.
So we're second hour going to talk about Texas, right?
Yeah. So there was an active shooter today at Santa Fe High School in Santa Fe, Texas, which is about 30 miles south of Houston. The killer went on a rampage that killed 10 people and injured about 10 more. Used guns owned by his father and had planned to kill himself, according to Governor Greg Abbott in a press conference this afternoon. He said the shooter, who police identified as a 17-year-old, I'm not going to say his name, used a shotgun and a .38 caliber revolver, and that he did not legally own any of them because, again, he is 17 years old. He is legally not able to own any weapons, right? So just
Correct.
throwing that out there.
And of course, the mainstream media, before they had any facts, is out there saying, assault rifles,
Yeah.
assault rifles.
Yeah. So Governor Abbott actually goes on to say, I have no information at this time whether the father knows the weapons were taken. However, he says that, the earlier reports that the shooter used an AR-15 style rifle are completely wrong. So that fucking just goes against everybody's fucking agenda. Right? Because obviously the only way you can commit a mass shooting is with an AR-15 style weapon.
Of course, that's the
with the full semi-automatic and everything like
Hell
that.
Yeah. You never
and the bump stocks
Never.
and all the magical stuff that makes them evil.
never ever shoot just on semi-automatic. You have to go to full semi-automatic.
Full semi, yes.
Right? As per that fucking idiot lieutenant colonel in that CNN video. So you switch-
I do want to put in he was retired and hopefully forced retirement on that
God.
because who? And that just states that how many times he actually probably went to the range.
Oh my God. Full
We all know
semi-automatic.
officers can't shoot for shit anyways.
Right?
Right.
Sir, where's your sergeant major? Someone get him his sergeant major. We
This
gotta
is my
control this.
9mm.
Right.
It has safe and semi and full semi-auto,
Right.
and I can shoot as fast as I pull the trigger.
Right? So automatically
Come
that
on.
means that it's fully semi-automatic.
But somewhere in the weird universe, there's some ancient baby boomer listening to CNN and they believe that shit.
Right. So 2 federal search warrants are being sought to find explosive devices at 2 residents because not only was there this shooting by this 17-year-old, it was actually 2 people.
What's it, 2 people?
And
There was
one
a
of-
second person detained for
Yes,
questioning, I
yeah.
guess.
But so not only was there this mass shooting, they also found IEDs around the school and surrounding buildings as well. So this kid was fully planning on just taking out as many people as fucking possible. So, so 2 federal search warrants are being sought to find explosive devices at 2 residences. Police earlier said that this kid brought some devices into the school and it was unclear whether any went off. There's also a search warrant out for this child's vehicle. He had written in journals and on his computer that he wanted to commit the shooting and commit suicide after, Governor Abbott said. The teen had no previous criminal history and there were no warning signs of the attack. The governor wants to convene a roundtable on mass shootings to include people who can bring, quote, a diversity of thoughts and concerns. He wants to hear from families of victims and victims themselves, as well as those who want gun laws protected. The high school's plan is to have 2 police officers on campus, as was the case at the time of the shooting.
And one was injured, correct?
Yes. Who
Yeah.
ended up going into surgery.
Well,
So Lieutenant
Let's
Governor.
hope he makes it out safe, and you know, I want to thank him for his courageous efforts to stop this, man. Unlike the POS down in Florida that hid outside and is retired now and getting his pension of $8,000 a month.
I mean, you know, he's entitled to his pension. Like, yeah,
he is. He's
sucks.
entitled to it. He spent plenty of years, and
Yeah,
you know, he wanted to go home that night to his family, and I get that.
I understand your
but,
frustration
you know,
and everything, but you know, he is entitled to his retirement.
he is.
So.
He is. Yeah, he worked that many years to get that, and I'm just sad that so many lives were lost down in Parkland because he was such a pansy.
Yeah. So Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of Houston offered remarks saying a response should be focused on access to schools and retrofitting schools to protect against attacks. So this kid, who's a junior, shared photographs on a now defunct Facebook page of a t-shirt that said, quote, "Born to Kill," enclosed adorned with German nationalist icons. He played on the defensive line for the school football team during his freshman year and was lauded on a school website in 2016 for his, quote, "huge role in shutting down a rival team's running game." Although his Facebook page cites a connection to the U.S. Marine Corps, USMC spokesperson said he is not affiliated at all with the Marines. Apparently he's
that's what we're down to now, is we're just gonna nitpick like these crazy people's like affiliations and shit, like the Marines. Really, they're trying to affiliate him with the Marine Corps.
Dude, I guess I don't know, but okay, so this dude's Greek, and because apparently he's a member of a dance so he is, because he's still alive. He's a member of a dance squad with the local Greek Orthodox Church.
Oh, so he's a Christian too. So.
The 10 dead are expected to include students and staff, according to senior law enforcement official who is not authorized to speak about the investigation.
I wonder if the teachers were caring, if that would have made a difference. I'm sure it would have.
No, yeah. Well, I agree with you on that.
You know, it's sad that it can happen anywhere in this country, anywhere in the world. You know, I think about that with my kids every day. You know, is today going to be someday that some other kid or some other person does something bad? You know, and I don't ever want that to happen. I want to protect my kids. But we as a country need to do something not about controlling guns, because that's not what the answer is. And allowing and fighting for more laws and more control by government, which has failed us over and over and over again, doesn't seem to be the correct answer. So why don't we look at some more alternative options? Why don't we open back up, institutions that allow people to get help for mental disabilities and not pigeonhole them for life? Why don't we look at, arming our teachers? And we need to stop letting the kids have the say. Like Parkland, we put in those control measures of metal detectors and clear backpacks, and then they start complaining about First Amendment rights. Do you want to be safe, or do you want to just have your rights? Come on, let's go out and stop this stuff.
I mean, honestly, my big 2 cents is February 14th, right? Parkland.
Yep, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that was 4 months ago. These schools haven't cracked down on security yet. They're still applying the same basic security measures that were supposed to help with the Parkland shooting. They're not enforcing like now. Okay, let's take it back to 2001, 9/11, right? Those airports were locked down with like National Guard and shit. You couldn't get in and out of there without that crap. Why aren't we doing that with our schools? We should have armed security guards. We should have checkpoints. You shouldn't even be able to get on a campus without going through a guard of some sort. And everyone's like, oh, let's turn it into a prison. I was like, no, you want to protect an asset. We do it in the military. If we have an asset that we're trying to protect, we protect that shit. There's like 3 or 4 levels of security before you get to the main asset.
Between 2001 and now, I have been to airports all across this country, and never have I thought of an airport being a prison, because all these people that are complaining about, oh, it'd be a prison. No, you've never been to prison. Okay. If you go to prison, you get fed what they feed you. You sleep in a cinder block or concrete shelf on a metal bed and have a pad, and you get told what to do every minute of every day. That's not school isn't prison. It's protecting you. So let's go out and protect these kids.
Right. And Luke actually brings up a great point, is that they have these controls for schools in inner cities. But I think where the protest comes from is that these schools out in the country, out in the suburbs, where, you know, a lot of people live in this false bubble of safety and thinking, oh, this is never going to happen here. I live in a suburb. This won't come here. All the violence is in the city. That's why I live in the suburb. It's like, no. Like, obviously, that's not the case anymore. That's not the case anymore. And so all the measures that are being taken in the inner city schools need to be brought out into the suburb schools and into the country schools.
All schools.
Yep, I agree. And you know, it's funny to me. This kid that did this is probably crying about how he was picked on and put down and everything else. And it's a self-entitlement generation that they are. He might have had it rough a little bit, but real life is going to be way more hard than that.
Yeah.
Suck it up, kid. You don't need to go and shoot somebody because you're an idiot and somebody was mean to you. This whole bullying, stop. Suck it up. Grow some thick skin and get out there and deal with the real world. How are you going to deal with the real world if you can't even take, you know, the picking on by somebody else? You know, go out there and stand up for yourself and go and make a difference. Not and be something in your life. Make a difference when it comes to, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be a good person. Not, this guy was mean to me, so I need to go kill 10 people. No, screw that. You know, don't be a piece of shit. Just be a real person.
So you think this is all a product of the whole generation of the helicopter parent, pretty much?
It's yeah and no. I don't mean helicopter parenting. It's more of the entitlement that they have as a generation. I've got a senior in high school right now, and it blows my mind at how much that they have given to them, and they have all the information and can do so much, and yet they're lazy. They're blasé. They want everything done for them, and everything is against them and so awful and mean. Okay, so here, let me put it into your context. My son, his best friend is from Palestine. This kid is 18, and he grew up in Palestine. His family escaped there, went through a couple different countries, and then finally were able to go through the process and become U.S. citizens. Now, this kid, I've sat down and talked to him, and he and I can understand, you know, seeing, you know, war and awful things and what's going on in this world. And I can understand, and he can understand how bad it is outside of here. And he sits there and he tells my son, this is all bullshit. This is just high school drama. Don't let the small stuff bring you down, because the real world is awful. Real people are awful. There's evil everywhere. You just have to know when to see and stand up or escape and get away and be human. So it just blows my mind how these kids that we have in this generation of, oh, it's somebody picked on me, or, oh my God, my parents are mean to me because they told me no, I couldn't have the new iPhone. Or get over yourselves, get out there, get a job, start learning to be productive citizens in this life. That's my rant.
No, I totally agree with you. We got an entire generation of people who are soft-skinned individuals that need safe spaces, echo chambers, the whole 9 yards.
Alex, I agree with you. He says he was brutally bullied as a kid, but I did not let that define me as an adult. It's not. You don't have to carry that over. We don't have to medicate and put them through psychology and everything else. You don't stop with the excuses and the over victimization of things. Grow some skin and go out there and be an adult. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to grab your daddy's gun and go to school and shoot people because they were mean to you. It's bullshit.
We don't know if that was the reason why, though. They haven't released that.
Correct. I'm saying that because I'm taking what the mainstream media has been putting out, and they are wrong most of the time, as in the case of the assault rifle that he used that he did not use.
Right, that he didn't.
But then again, on the social media postings, he's, anti this and anti that, and
I just got one big question. Like, the shooting happened, and how did they get through his journals so quick?
Well, I think once they apprehended him, they probably then went to his house.
Yes, but there's journals. Is it that easy to plow through someone's correspondence these days?
I mean, if he had the journal on him, like in his backpack or in his or whatnot,
or his plan to say kill himself, he could have had a manifesto.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because he did. He definitely made it known in his journal and on his social media that, after he was done with this whole massacre, he was going to kill himself. However, he ended up not killing himself. He ended up surrendering to the police.
I say that for all of you out there that have been soldiers and have contemplated suicide or something like that, don't do it. And there's somebody out there to help you. And I look at it as almost a cowardice way out. And I want to be there for people. And if any of you ever want or are at that spot, reach out to one of us. I'm here. Everybody's here to talk. There's people out there. Now, on the other hand, if you're one of these pieces of shit that go out there and start shooting up places and then want to kill yourself, do us a favor and just do it and get it over with. Kill yourself. Because I don't want to pay my tax dollars or anybody else's tax dollars to go and feed you and house you for the rest of your worthless life because you wanted to go and couldn't actually, man up and be real and be a real human being with some love and compassion in your life. Whiskey's getting strong tonight.
So, hi, babies. I know you're so handsome.
So let's beat it on the head then. Like, honestly, what would be the way to stop this? Like in your opinions?
In my personal opinion, so all right, so it's gonna be my personal view has not changed. I did that podcast with Connecting Vets, and I was asked, what do you think about gun control, the Parkland shooting, blah 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 blah. And I'm completely against gun control. I actually just took a class to legally actually get my concealed carry license.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I fucking passed that shit with flying colors. Boom. Seriously, like I said on Tuesday, my target was talking shit. So I did have to shoot him in the dick a few times. But I always hit the green. So anyways, but yeah, no. So I think that we should have like teachers who want to conceal carry should be allowed to. Teachers that want to carry at school should be allowed to. If they don't want to carry, then they like obviously don't force them to. Do not, however, make it known which teachers are carrying or which members of staff are carrying. Simply put a sign out in front that says, "Hey, members of our staff are armed. If you come here looking for easy victims, you will be fired back upon. May the odds be ever in your favor. Good luck." You know, and I think that the teachers who do decide, or the teachers or faculty or staff, because again, it doesn't just have to be teachers. It can be the fucking janitors who fucking carry. I don't care. Just, you know, if they're employed by the school, if they want to carry to help protect the kids that are there, they should be allowed to fucking carry. You know, and so I think that they should undergo free training offered by, you know, the police station in their area or whatnot. Be able to get like free range time. And then, you know, every so often they have to go and quote unquote qualify, which is, you know, that it should be put on like allocated somewhere in the funds, because let's face it, especially down here in the South, a lot of these schools get a lot of money for their sports programs. Fucking take a little bit of that shit out, put it into training your teachers or the staff who want to carry, and you can have a proficient team ready to respond within seconds if anything were to happen. Not minutes, seconds. Because when minutes count, it's seconds that make a difference.
I agree. You know, it's and it doesn't actually have to be, looking at it, you know, from a government standpoint, it doesn't actually have to be a school funding. Leave the school funding alone. It could actually be part of your city or county or state government funding for policing, because if it's training, you're using your law enforcement to train. You know, they're out there. There's plenty of different avenues to pay for this, and you know, there's so much government waste of money that we can easily adjust the money to help train these people. You know, I think that there's the option of allowing people to, you know, carry if they want to. And I know teachers and faculty members that want to carry, you know, and they can't because, you know, federal law says you can't carry on a school property, or
actually,
you know, state laws.
Okay,
you know,
so actually
can't,
about that. In Texas, and this was actually drilled into us at the class, which fucking took forever, but it was drilled into us that, and what was it, 30-6, 30-7, those laws, if they specifically say the word premise, it's talking about the building, not the actual ground around the building, but it's the building itself. And so I kind of got into it today with someone on my real book, because apparently when they started releasing the kids from the high school to be, you know, picked up by their parents, like, hey, get these kids out of here. Apparently there was a father who showed up with his fucking rifle strapped to his back. Mm-hmm. And my friend was Like, this is absurd. He should know better. Like, he should be arrested, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, arrested for what?
Trying to come there to defend his child.
I was like, arrested for what? He has done nothing wrong. And she was like, well, he was in the drop-off area. And he did not enter the school building. Per Texas law, you can open and conceal carry at school drop-off zones. You can open and conceal carry anywhere around the school. As soon as you enter the premise, so as soon as you enter the building, that's when you break the law. And so I was like, and that's exactly what I said, Pookie. I was like, so you're wanting to, I was like, so let me get this straight. Like, you want this man to be arrested because he brought a weapon as a way to defend himself and his kid that he's picking up, that because all he knows is that there's an active shooter at his son's school or his daughter's school. All he knows is that there's an active shooter at his kid's school. That's all he knows. What, like,
so
if
he's going to the school to and he wants to be armed himself to protect himself and his family members, and that is completely within
his
the rights of a United States citizen.
And it's completely legal.
Help the department if they need help at that point. Like an extra gun is an extra gun at that point.
And so I was like, what, he didn't do anything wrong. And she posted something about like Texas code, like, if you do something to like that willingly like disrupts the peace, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, was he just wailing it around? Was it holstered? Because again, I didn't know what kind of weapon he had because I wasn't watching the news. But this dad who went to pick up his kid, I was like, was his weapon holstered? Was it slung on his back? Or was he just fucking waving it around nilly-willy all over the place? And
brandishing this shit?
Yeah, and brandishing it and presenting himself as a threat. I was like, because then, okay, yes, then he's breaking that law. However, if his weapon is holstered, if his weapon is slung on his back, if he is not brandishing it as a threat, he hasn't broken that law. He is simply there trying to make it known to the active shooter that he thinks is still there. He's trying to make it known that, hey, if you fire towards me, you will get return fire back.
Yep.
And a lot of these guys give up, as evidenced by this fucking kid, when someone fires back. Because they're like, oh shit, never mind, I don't want to do this.
Too much of a pussy.
They're all pussies. They really are.
Yeah, well, no, like I said, if you have the audacity to go into a school or a sanctioned area where people are defenseless, and you shoot them up with the idea of suicide, you in my eyes are the scum of the earth, and you need to burn for all eternity.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. It's I one thing that I was also thinking about. So and I'll put it to you guys this way. What does probably every student at that high school have?
A weapon.
A cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
sorry.
When you become
Texas.
a freshman at that high school, you automatically are required, if you walk in with a cell phone, to download the high school app.
Oh, that is true.
Boom. Okay. Now, if there is an active shooter situation, automatically send out, boom, active shooter location in this building. Escape here, stay, whatever. Send out the information. Everybody has a cell phone there. Mass information. Boom, everybody stay safe. Everybody do this. There is so many different ways to disseminate information these days. If they all have a cell phone, why not just let them know?
So basically, I guess this happened first thing this morning. So I'm not even sure if classes had actually started or not.
It was first period when it kicked off.
So basically,
First period art class.
I do know that there was a student. There's an article that I did find where a student saw what was going on and went and pulled a fire alarm.
Good.
Stop. No. That right there is a bad idea. I honestly think that's all you're doing is flooding the hallways. You're adding targets at that point. These kids need to stop doing it because the Parkland shooter did that. He pulled the fire alarm knowing the kids would flood in the hallways, and he just waited.
Yeah, and you know what? They do training. And okay, so I'll take that back for just a second here. My youngest, the difference between my youngest, which is 10, and my oldest, which is a senior in high school. My oldest does not do active shooter training at his school. He goes to a public high school. My youngest is 10. He goes to a private school. They do active shooter training. So at his school, he knows that they're either going to, 1, shelter in place, or 2, if the teacher says go, they escape and they run. They have trained that, which I think is absolutely important. Now, at my oldest son's high school, they don't do that. We need to do the training. We need to get out there and teach these kids. Now, and you're right. We shouldn't pull a fire alarm.
Wait, no.
We should. Go ahead.
I don't agree with that. I think
you don't agree with doing training?
I think we should train the staff. I don't think you should train the students. Because like, let's think about it. Because I grew up in California, right? Well known.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I see what you're throwing down right now. I see exactly what you're throwing down right now.
And I get that too.
But, I grew up in California, and after 9/11 and everything, and especially after Columbine, even though I went to public school, we would have every so often, to go along with our fucking earthquake drills, we would have active shooter drills. Or, threat on campus drills. And it was like, okay, so and in my head, it was, all right, so if one of these kids, because I went to school with around 3,000 people.
Yep.
If one of these kids fucking snaps, they
already know what's going on.
They're going to know what the plan is.
Right.
And so all they're going to have to do is just wait, right?
Okay. And I agree with you in that.
So, and that's what I don't understand about these fucking drills, especially the active shooter ones. Instead of just locking down and remaining in place, we lock down for like 10 minutes and then all right, everyone go out to the fucking football field. And it's and in my head, being the high schooler that I was, and just the way my fucking mind works, I was like, if I was a fucking active shooter, I'd just fucking wait out here and then start picking people off one by fucking one. Because let's combine these things
out
here.
Okay. Let's combine them. Okay. Let's take all of it together. Okay. Because we're coming up with ideas, but then we're saying no to this one or this one, yes. So if we're saying arming staff and teachers that we don't know, the active shooter won't know, right?
Yeah.
Even in the drills, the active shooter won't know. We don't point that out. Okay. So if we're gonna do drills, shelter in place or run, stay safe, get away. So if we minimize casualties, that's the purpose. That minimize the threat and the casualties.
Yeah.
So if we combine that teachers are armed and we have a plan, even if the active shooter is a student and knows the said plan, okay, well, if I know that the school is just going to shelter in place, but I don't know who will be armed, I don't know where everybody will be, or I know that in 10 minutes, they're going to start flooding in different directions and go out every other exit, it's going to be better than not knowing anything and somebody running out into the hall and pulling a fire alarm and flooding the halls with people, and screaming and everything like that. Having some sort of organization is better than not having any organization and and trying to, okay, putting it into a different term. If you've got a bunch of cowboys, right? They know what they're doing. They're trying to herd the cattle, right? But if you have a bunch of cattle that are older and have been herded a while, they know what to do and they know kind of what's going on and they know where they're going to be going. So if you kind of run through these drills, you know, and you teach these kids, hey, if there's an active shooter, put your backpack on. Make sure your books are in your backpack. You put that backpack on. You keep your head down, and you go. Okay, because maybe that backpack will absorb that 38 special or that shotgun blast because it was 25 or 50 feet away, and you didn't get pelted and you didn't get hurt. Okay, if we teach these little things to these kids, the active shooter will have less opportunity. He won't know who is armed on our staff to go out there and defend the rest of the flock. So let's put it all together. Let's be smart about this. Let's look at this tactically. Let's say, okay, you want to come in this door? Let's put these metal detectors in here. Let's get these guards in here. Let's put these armed professionals in there to protect these students. And if some asshole makes it through, or some student with a gun makes it through that's cowardice to shoot these other kids, the kids are going to be safer because they're putting their backpacks on and running. They know what to do instead of the mass chaos, which causes more casualties or said run over or, you know, more injuries around. That's kind of my thinking behind it.
See, I think honestly, you would have less casualties if you were to shelter in place, and then if you wait until the threat is gone, and then you do the mass exodus of everyone flooding the hallways and going out to the football field and doing accountability there. But I agree with you in some
instances, and I think there has been studies
But wait, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Having a mass exodus while the active shooter is still there and having everyone flood the halls, whether they've got their fucking backpack on them or a Kevlar on their fucking head or not. Like Pookie says, all
that's what it is.
All that does is create more opportunities for more victims. Because like Pookie just said, it is now shooting fish in a barrel. Because
honestly, if they want to have a pull down switch, they should have an active fire or active shooter pull down switch they run up to and hit it instead of the fire alarm. Fire alarm, get out of Dodge. You know, like we need to get out. There's a fire. Even though at this point in time, I think we could all figure out how to get out of a building when it's on fire. But active shooter switch, you hit it, it locks all the doors down. It sends a message, hey, lockdown. Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. Since little blue lights flying around or red lights or whatever color you think is appropriate to that, everyone knows to duck and cover at that point.
Can I finish?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm always big at leaving cliffhangers. But no, the issue, I honestly think, with these school shootings is we have not adapted yet. We have not, February 14th, 2018, Parkland shooting. Everyone was all up in arms. Ban the guns, this and that. And we all knew the guns weren't the issue. It was the security at the schools. They need to, 4 months, 4 months, 6 months, all right, I understand that. You know, that's perfectly acceptable time to get stepped up to protect these kids. These kids are assets. Protect the assets. And y'all had very valid points. I think Minx was right on top of it with it all. To stop with the active shooting trainings, that, let the staff learn this, not the students. Because all you're doing is training the next active shooter about exactly what they're doing. I think we learned that in the Army about counterterrorism. Was it Counterterrorism 101 or something like that?
Yeah, we learned that in the Army, but then
I mean, okay. I mean, is it that hard to take the army over into civilian life? Is it really that hard?
Well, the civilians don't want that.
Oh, because it's like prison light, right?
Because then the government has too much control. And I'm with them, with the civilian population, and that is the government shouldn't have that control over our everyday freedoms, right? But so there's a fine balance between safety and freedom. And once you give over your freedoms for safety, you lose all your rights. So where is that balance? And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, because
it is.
You know, are you willing to give up your freedoms for safety, or are you willing to fight for your freedoms and to keep yourself safe?
Who was it said that I would live a dangerous a freedom over a secure slavery or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember if it was Jefferson or one of those guys, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
Exactly. You know, I'm not going to give up my human rights, my freedoms of being an American citizen over to a government to be told what to do to be safe. Because my idea of safety might be totally different of somebody else's idea of safety. Because there's so many different levels of ideas of safety. Wade, you think we're boring? Well, so be it.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Let's actually have a real discussion about this. You know, and that's what we're looking to do here.
There you go. What was it? Who said that? Wade said we're boring. That's exactly the reason why we're at this situation today, because no one wants to sit down and have an adult conversation.
Yep.
Everyone wants to pick and fight, like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, or they're wrong and I'm right, kind of shit, you know?
Spanky has donut drills at her house.
Donut drill?
Donut drills.
Oh, okay. I don't know, just to take it on a lighter subject. I don't like to, you know, like, especially after like something so atrocious, I guess the word would be. That happened. Atrocity that happened. Like, don't take light of this. Like, I feel very sympathetic to all the families and everything, and I'll talk politics all day. Something needs to get done now, not 6 months down the road. But
you know what? Yeah, let's do this. If 10 students and families were killed, you know, if family members were killed of somebody, that's fine. He made it through. Let's go back to public executions. Put that guy on his knees. Okay? And let those people grab stones and take their frustrations and anger out on him. Boom.
You know, me as a constitutionalist, that kind of violates my whole belief.
And you know, if you're going to go and murder people because you're selfish and weak, an eye for an eye.
You know, my honest to God truth, the reason why these kids do this is for attention. We live in a day and age where, like, idiots will, like, eat a Tide Pod for 1 million views.
Well, okay, so ICE just put something up there. No more book bags. Like, no more backpacks, right? This kid did not smuggle a shotgun into the school with a backpack.
Okay.
I want to know how he got a shotgun into school.
Well, yeah, let's
see, we can have this argument because I've got a Mossberg 500 home defense that, like, I literally could stuff down the belt of my loop belt of my pants and wearing shorts, and you would never even know I was wearing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's new shock waves and everything else that are smaller, and You know, it just.
I mean, if you wanted to ban guns, quote unquote, you should, like, if mainstream media was really concerned, they should be going against the pistols and the more concealed carry things instead of the big ones like the hunting rifles, the assault rifles, the big shotguns. If they were legitimately about, protecting people, that's where they would go. Even though I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I think anyone should be able to carry whatever the hell they want to you. But I'm just saying, if they were concerned with actual safety, that would be their main concern.
I mean, why can we not? Okay, TSA, right? Why can we not hire, another 100,000, 200,000, whatever it takes to put TSA at the schools?
I wouldn't say TSA. I mean, TSA is, well, they've been employed for 17 years now, and they've yet to catch a terrorist, but they've managed to grope and steal stuff from people. So, I mean.
Well, didn't they catch the shoe bomber?
No, the shoe bomber was actually on a plane trying to light the shoe up.
Yeah. True.
That's why we can't take liquids on the planes anymore. Thank you, fucking shoe bomber. I can't take a bottle of liquor on a plane anymore.
Well, you just make nice with the flight attendants, and they'll give you liquor on the plane for free.
I don't have that Schwave or whatever it's called.
If you fly Southwest, if you join their club or whatever, you get free drink tickets I've gotten twice this year. You get 4 or something drink tickets in the mail. Yeah.
I'm terrified of flying, so I don't fly ever.
Well, but Southwest sucks. Oh, no, only that one flight.
Right? No, Southwest is awesome.
You're
love
right.
Southwest.
You're right.
Nobody,
Southwest is awesome. Just Southwest sucked on that one flight.
Nobody tries to hide. Nobody
ago.
has ever tried to hijack a Southwest flight because they know they'll end up dead.
Right.
Just saying.
The deplorables of the United States use Southwest.
We do. Hell yeah, we do.
That's where we use.
Like, who was it? Gabriel Iglesias, who was like, you tell a black man he's not going to Oakland. See what happens. Hilarious. But it's true, though. Like, we band together on Southwest. We're fucking, don't fuck with us.
I'm all about Southwest. We actually, I just went a couple weeks ago on Southwest from up here in Oregon out to St. Louis. Great flight, friendly crew. But I tell you what, since that incident, they have really buckled down on their pre-flight checks, and they're telling people hey, we've got turbulence. Sit down.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them, because when you have a passenger sucked out a window, it kind of makes a difference in your daily job.
We'll call him A, we'll call him B.
Yeah, engine blew up and sucked a passenger out. It happens every million flights or so, but we'll be all right.
Fucking cause nobody has been partially sucked out of a window until Southwest did it.
Hold my beer.
Southwest is like, no one's tried to hijack our planes, but you know what our planes have tried to do to you. All right.
We don't suck, but our planes do.
Right. All right. Well, with that, we are going to go to break, and I think we're probably going to keep talking about this whole situation down in Texas. But also, there's a congresswoman who, a councilwoman, who is being called to resign over calling police officers terrorists. So,
off with their head.
So we're going to get into that as well. So enjoy this musical break, everybody. Enjoy the shit out of it.
Let me see you shake them titties, pop that pussy, doodle brand.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Fucking answer your phone, AK. God damn it, answer your phone.
I heard somebody talking about anal sex on the radio, so I figured I'd give my story. Give me a call back. Alright, bye.
Hello. I don't know what you're trying to do with all these British accents, but I'd really like it if you could call me back so I could read something for you. Bollocks. I just burnt my hair with my, rolled marijuana. Stupid strawberries and crumpets. I don't like it. Have a good day.
Hey baby, you gave me your number in the fucking bar. This is fucking Lewis. How you doing? Don't know why you ran off in such a rush. Yeah. I know you're digging my vibe, baby. Just give me a call back. You know the number.
Go fuck yourself, Bobby.
Hey, just want to talk about your guys' radio show and how awesome it is and the other guys sucked. Anyway, yeah, make America great again.
I don't know how to use this. Oh, velvet.
Put the monkey down. Oh, God. Never mind. Hey, brother, we need to get your show nationwide on this Sirius radio or satellite or something. Kind of hard to watch it when it comes on this damn little cell phone. Let's see what we can do to get you nationwide. Love to see you. Love to hear you. Continue on.
You guys need more fucking lines if they're all busy.
What the fuck?
Get some more. Let me shit in your mouth.
Cartman!
Oh my goodness! Hello everyone! That just kind of snuck up on me. Welcome back for the third and final hour of Friday Night Freedom. So before we get back into talking about like the school shootings that happened, we were made aware of a really interesting article that is happening over in Germany right now. And I was laughing as I was reading it because it's all about how apparently firefighters are having to remove cock rings and like butt plugs out of people. And so the firefighters are getting special training on how to remove said sex toys. Legit. God. So basically, and I was actually about to tell Spurs and Pookie here about this time where we had to bring someone back to the OR because this dude had welded on 6 homemade cock rings. Yes, you heard that correctly, Spurs.
Welded?
So
on?
welded.
Like he made them himself. Like he welded them himself. And got all 6 on, and then because of, them doing their job of not allowing blood to retreat from the appendage, he ended up having to come to the OR so we could, remove them. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, no. Seriously, we actually have this this dude who is I wouldn't necessarily call him a frequent flyer, but he does come by every so often with a padlock locked around his shit, like cock and balls.
Both,
like the cock cage kind of thing.
No, not like that, but like a homemade cock ring, but he puts it around his fucking scrotum too. Yeah. So this article goes
People,
on.
what are you doing?
Dude, there's some people are into some weird shit, man. But yeah, so this article says, it's titled "Firefighters Receive Training in Removing Butt Plugs and Penis Rings." So firefighters have to prepare themselves for some hairy situations. Well, at least over in Germany, they're doing exactly that. It's all down to the love of butt plugs and penis rings in that country, which has left firefighters in high demand. Because every so often, the sex toys get a little too attached to their owners and require urgent removal. But getting rid of a stuck penis ring or butt plug is no easy task and requires delicate care and attention. We're anything but delicate.
The puns here are amazing.
Oh, it's right. The puns are strong in this article. That they are, Jason. That they are. So it means firefighters have to be trained properly before they can tackle such an emergency. At a seminar for 600 firefighters in Dresden, East Germany, firefighters learned exactly that. Images from the course show trainees around a dummy with a lifelike dildo emerging through a heat shield blanket. In this occasion...
That's one hot cock.
Right? So hot right now. The penis ring was trapped on the shaft of the dummy's, quote, manhood, unquote. The seminar, titled Mechanical Failures, but, except in German, which I can't read or pronounce, but it translates to mechanical failure.
Yeah,
Right? Where the fuck is Ice? I need him and his Germanness or reading abilities.
If I could see it, I could pronounce it.
It's like 20 fucking letters. This is ridiculous. German is just a weird language. Anyways, it showed them how to remove the ring without harming the unfortunate man. So instructor Eric, who is 39, explained sensitivity and delicate work counts. So first, the penis. They do step by step here. So first, the penis is bandaged to prevent injuries from flying sparks. And then a paste, able to absorb up to 4,000 degrees Celsius, is spread on the penis ring to prevent burns. A spatula is then inserted between the member and the ring before it can be cut off with a grinder. And no, not the gay Tinder app.
There can be only one.
There can only be one. So the delicate procedure should, in theory, take less than 15 minutes. Rescuers have been called to free crochet. Oh my God. No. All right, so rescuers have been called to free a crochet needle stuck in a man's urethra. Stop sounding, y'all. A penis trapped in a bottleneck, and even an apple inserted up a man's ass.
Okay, what the fuck? Didn't we have a conversation about you can only expand that thing so far?
Yes, we did last week. Dude, I'm telling you, I've pulled out a fucking bowling pin.
Excuse me?
Out of an ass or a
Yes.
fucking vaginal canal?
Well, considering the vagina is literally only, it bottoms out if you get so far in, which is only like 6 to 7 inches, you bottom out. So to get a whole bowling pin out, there's only one orifice that thing's going in.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. So a weightlifter in, I think it's pronounced Worms, that's what it looks like, which is in West Germany, because apparently, according to this article, Germany is still split in two.
Oh God.
So in non-communist, right? Yeah. So according to this article, in non-communist Germany, a weightlifter spent 3 hours having his penis. Oh my God. His penis removed from the central hole of an iron weight. Is it really that hard, gentlemen?
Oh,
wait,
I'm
hold
doing
on.
the math on this.
Hold on.
His girth. Never mind.
So-
Never mind.
All right, gentlemen, I have a question. Is it that fucking hard to go 15 minutes without sticking your dick in a hole of some sort? And
It's been a
two-
while for me, so I mean, no, it's not that hard.
2, is there any hole that you see that you won't fuck?
Yes.
Piranhas.
Because god damn, if you're sitting there and you're like, that weight looks really good, I'm going to stick my dick in it. Like,
Crocodiles.
He just really loves lifting weights.
apparently. So the 2.5 kilo weight had to be shattered using a grinder and then cut up with a vibrating saw. I wonder how many times he got off from the vibrations. It doesn't say.
Was he trying to do dick lifts with a weight?
Right? Or
I mean, I could see that. I could see that. That makes sense to me. He wasn't trying to get off. He's just trying to do the Kegel thing.
right.
But what I don't understand is the
Fucking Grey
physics
Cloud.
behind this. If
Grey Cloud just gave me the weight and measurement of a fucking bowling pin.
I was trying to wrap my brain around the measurements. What did Grey Cloud say?
He said bowling pins are 4.75 inches wide at their widest point and 15 inches tall. They weigh 3 pounds and 6 ounces. Good to know.
Experience?
No, he bowls a lot.
Dirk Diggler?
He's so apparently the firefighters on the course say the training is no laughing matter. Trainee Matthias, who's 36, says the training is not fun for us, but rather requires the utmost concentration. The patient is in enough pain after all.
You know what? Good. Let them feel a little bit of extra pain, and maybe they'll stop doing it. If you have a reoccurring customer because he created his own little apparatus to stick around his twig and berries, maybe, just a little extra pinch and a little extra snip and cut, he'd stop doing it.
But maybe he enjoys the pain.
Some dudes
cut
do.
off the berries.
No, seriously.
Sorry,
that-
cut him off.
No, seriously though, I think that's why some guys sound, which I don't understand that. I don't understand the whole literally sticking things up your urethra. I don't understand it, but I have seen. No, but that's just it. So it's called sounding, right? And you can gradually increase the diameter of the sound. I've seen somewhere in the depths of Tumblr sounding to the point where a dude was docking another dude and like literally like thrusting into this dude's urethra. And I'm like, how the what am I watching? How did I get here?
How the fuck you into you? That's my first question. And second of all, like, how the fuck do you gauge your goddamn urethra out that far to where it's like a fucking
I
ear hole?
don't know, dude. I don't even know how I got there. I was just fucking like clicking on one thing, click to another, click to another. Oh my god! It was like one of those reactions.
That's why I stay off Tumblr. I don't do that shit. And you should.
But I'm like, God damn. Like, you know, like I get it. Like people are into some weird shit, and if that's what you're into, who am I to tell you not to do it? Like, if as long as it's all consensual, right? If like you do you, boo. But at the same time, like I saw it and I was like, oh my god. Oh no, who's this? WTF Nation Radio, you are live on the air. Who is this? No, just kidding. I thought I clicked on you. So, whoops. Guess I didn't.
We almost had somebody.
And I thought the weirdest fetish that I had was a woman sitting on my face. I mean, shit.
Wait, a woman shitting on your face?
Did I say? I said sitting. I didn't say shitting.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
The Boston Steamer.
Kaz said I would be personally embarrassed if I read Minx's internet history. It was it's not on the interwebs. It's on an app. And yeah, probably. I'm into some different shit. I don't know what to tell you. I grew up
there's a
way
few of you
too
all
innocent.
on the radio station that I talk to on a regular basis that I would pay at least $10,000 to see your search history. And you're one of them.
Are you serious?
If I had $10,000 I don't have that much assets flying around.
to see my Tumblr history and my internet history and what kind of adult instructional videos I watch.
Yes, I'd be very interested in it.
I grew up super innocent. I don't like or super what's the right word? Controlled and sheltered. So it's all coming out now.
we could swap like portions of internet history, maybe. If you want to.
Right? Like there's some shit where I'm like, you know, why? Like, but then I can't look away. Like I'm just like, one, why are they doing this?
And right.
Two, why are we watching? Like, why am I watching this? Three,
dude, I've stumbled on some shit.
Why am I still watching this?
You get sucked in. No pun intended.
Yeah. I'm like, good God. Right? Which is why, like, I've always, like, it would be like a scene, like, it would be exactly like that scene from Waiting, where, where it was the donkey show where they were like, you know, I'm disgusted, but I can't look away. I'm like, yep.
It wasn't Waiting, it was a Clerks 2.
Oh shit, my dad's watching.
Hey, Daddy-O.
Hi, Dad.
You raised an awesome woman, by the way.
Oh, I'm so red right now.
I was raised sheltered. Hi, Dad.
Yeah. Well, I only got to see him on the weekends. It wasn't his fault. It's true. It wasn't. With your dad, we're watching you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jason.
Does the apple fall from? Like,
I don't want to know.
Does the apple fall from the tree?
I don't want to know.
How you doing there, Minx?
I'm doing good. Oh yeah, my dad and my stepmom named a cat after me.
Wow.
One of their barn cats.
I don't know if I would get mad about that or I would appreciate that because barn cats are awesome. And then cats fucking evil.
Sounds acceptable. Minx, barn cat. Yep. Ooh.
Yeah, here's a free bird every now and then.
Right? Kaz says let's stay away from the Apple references right now, especially since we just talked about, the firefighters in Germany taking apples out of people's asses.
Taking bobbing for apples a whole new direction.
Oh, God. Like, how do you even train for that? I want to see the training.
Is there a course for that? New liberal or arts college degree?
I think it's the gender studies classes.
Gender studies. There it is. Here it is. How to take an apple. New apple shots.
Right. Oh, God. Oh, my God. No, but seriously. Oh, my God. But seriously. Fucking, But fucking one of the drinks that like my dad first actually bought me, speaking of apples, was a Washington apple. They're so good. They're so good.
Appletini.
Oh my God. I've never had one of those.
That's the basic bitch drink.
We just got a bit of breaking news. Police confirmed 3 shot, 1 dead following a shooting at a graduation at Mount Zion High School in Jonesboro, Georgia. God damn. This is what, the 3rd one today? Because there was one in Oregon as well, right?
Well, there was a person with a gun on a campus up here.
Oh, that's right.
No actual shooting. And school was evacuated. So they stopped it, but yes, this is the 3rd incident
today. Like,
today.
What the fuck is wrong with these kids? So this again, this is breaking news, so we don't have a lot of information. But Clayton County, Georgia, Clayton County Police confirmed to Channel 2 Action News that 2 people have been shot and one of them is dead at Mount Zion High School in Clayton County. Investigators say both victims are females. They've got a reporter and a photographer at the scene. And that's the end of the article right now. So...
Did Soros overbook his schedule?
Dude, honestly.
All her shit in a day?
Dude, fucking legit. Like, that has to be it. Because obviously they didn't get enough fucking momentum with their never again movement.
Yeah. Never again. It happened again.
Yeah. So, seriously, ICE, time to lock up these fucking assholes.
Mm-hmm.
So to go back to, the shooting up at, down in Santa Fe, Texas. Apparently the Parkland survivors, urge action after Texas school shooting. Quote, do something. What the fuck are we supposed to do? He had a revolver and a shotgun, both of which were legally owned by his dad, which he legally cannot possess because he was a minor. So what the fuck do you want us to fucking do except increase security at the school?
This is scary as schools, goddammit.
Right?
Shit.
But see,
Don't infringe on our rights, though.
right? Exactly. And I fully agree with something that Ice fucking said earlier, is that you don't fucking have rights. If you're under 18, fuck your rights. You have none. No. To an extent. But like, I think when it comes to like, especially if you're still at school, you have no privacy rights. Open up that goddamn locker, open up your backpack. I don't need a fucking warrant. If I have suspicion that you could possibly
if you're
be
going to a state-run school, then yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a public school, you don't have a Fourth Amendment right. Fuck you. Fuck your Fourth Amendment rights to privacy. You're a minor. You don't fucking get them. I'm trying to make sure my fucking school is safe. Open up your goddamn locker. But yeah, so survivors of the high school massacre in Parkland, Florida, vowed support on Friday for Texas students caught up in the latest deadly school shooting, saying tighter gun laws were needed to stop further bloodshed. Again, what fucking gun laws are you talking about? Because again, it was not a rifle that was used. It was a shotgun and a .38 caliber revolver.
I can do some damage with a .38 caliber revolver.
Yes, that's why I fucking carry one. Because it has stopping power. That's the whole point of the .38.
My go-to pistol forever and a day was a .357 snub nose because I could shoot 38 rounds out of it and Magnum rounds out of that shit.
Like, honestly, fucking, if all I need is 5 rounds and I can put you down. That's all I need. I don't need to fucking refill it. I don't. 5 rounds.
You're dead.
And, yeah.
You're dead.
5 rounds, the threat's gone. But so again, what kind of stricter, tighter gun laws are we talking about? Because there's already background checks.
They won't say that they want to ban all the guns, and that's what they want. And they don't understand that you take away guns, you take away all the rest of your freedoms.
I mean, the gun thing worked so well in Australia up until about like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, where like there was that mass shooting that happened inside the house. I guess like dude just lost his shit and killed his whole family.
Yep, Australia. Yep.
Right. Oh, hello, Heath. Smiles and millions of guns in the U.S. Right? Well, so students at Santa Fe High School were among the thousands across the country who staged the walkout in April to protest congressional inaction after 17 students and staff members were killed by a former student at Majory Stoneman. Well, your fucking walkout did jack shit to prevent another fucking shooting. Congratulations.
You mean mass protest about stupid shit doesn't work?
What?
What?
Hi Bradley. Or it's weird calling you that. I know you as Jennings.
Heath, I'm right there with you. I got rid of all of my guns too.
Right? Yeah.
Boating accident.
Hell yeah. I'm a terrible boat driver.
Gone.
I don't know what fucking happened.
We're all in the bottom of the Atlantic.
But yeah, so this kid, so you remember the shaved head feminazi from Parkland?
Butch?
Yes.
Garcia?
Gonzalez, right? I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Gomez?
Nah. Whatever.
The Cuban flag waving idiot?
Yeah, who wants communism? Dude, I see you fucking trying to call in. This one dude just keeps calling. Let's call him.
Let's call him.
Right?
I would love it to be her right now. Or
Do
like
it.
David Hogg.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Hogg,
Bet
call
you
us
won't.
up. Bet you won't call, bitch.
Right? All right. Well, now you're not answering 706.
It will be an unknown number, by the way. Hello?
Oh, shit. I hung up as he answered. Son of a bitch. I'm so sorry.
Hello? Bye.
Right? Oh, sorry. But let me try calling him back. This time I'm not gonna hang up though.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Minx. You've been trying to call WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I wasn't trying to, like, blow y'all up or nothing like that. My bad.
But
I apologize.
It's okay. So what's up?
Well, no, my bad. I'll leave y'all alone. My bad. I've been drinking and everything. You know what
me
I'm saying?
too.
In my opinion,
man.
We've all been drinking, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Your opinion is valued here, man. We love to hear other opinions.
it is my opinion that I'm a disabled veteran. You know what I'm saying? And the VA has already said that I'm disabled. You know what I'm saying? That I can't work, I can't do nothing. And after, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there will be no reviews of my disability. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm disabled straight up. Social Security, they like, oh, well, no, we're going to play with you now. You got to come down and you got to like walk like a duck and do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I'm not cool with that.
We were talking about the school shootings today.
I'm sorry. My bad. I was drinking. My bad. I'll leave y'all alone. My bad.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night. I'm sorry. My bad.
You too. Okay,
you too, brother.
Bye.
All right, man. Hey, my bad. My bad.
He's good people.
Anyways.
They're a good guy right there.
If
you want to talk to me later, hit me up later on the down low. We can talk.
Yeah. So this feminazi says you deserve more than thoughts and prayers, and after supporting us by walking out, we will be there to support you by raising up your voices.
Feminists saying they're gonna raise up voices.
Yeah. The feminazi who's all about communism.
So essentially, she's saying, go ahead and say something, and we'll back you in doing that, and I will raise and make sure that your voice is now ignored.
Right.
Because nobody wants to hear from her anymore. Her 15 and a half minutes are up. Shh. Let the adults talk now.
Right.
Ooh.
So
what does Hog had to say about this? That's my
I
question.
haven't seen anything from him.
He put out a couple tweets, I thought.
Did he? I don't pay attention to anything that Crisis Actor says.
Let's see here. I'm going to go back and try and find this because I saw a couple tweets from Dippity Doodah.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Aunt Jody. They're back.
I'm going to look here. I'm still looking. Go for it.
I could have sworn I've seen one saying like there's 100 million guns in the United States and there's like 30% of the crime. I'm like thinking to myself, it's like there's more guns in the United States than people.
Right.
So shut your mouth. And second of all, we have pretty low gun crime until you associate the cities that have really strict gun laws. So
Fucking hashtag Hog Wild 2018.
Okay, so in our internal room here, David Hogg via mom, she put it in there. She put, if guns actually did make everyone safe in America, would have no gun violence because we have about 100 million guns, or about 30% of the world's total, yet most of it's gun violence.
Hi, Loretta.
So,
sorry, I had to say hi to my stepmom.
no, you're good. You're good. It's just his numbers are skewed, just like all the other rhetoric that comes through here.
I I love that whole thing though. Like, oh, if guns were really there to protect people, then we wouldn't have gun violence. No, we have bad people. That's what we have. We have bad people who will use whatever means necessary to inflict harm on others.
Or like the explosives and the Molotovs that no one's talking about with this kid.
Right? Yeah. No, exactly. That's just it. Nobody's fucking talking about the fact that this kid made IEDs and planted them around the school and around surrounding buildings of the school because he knew where the kids, and this goes back to this whole disaster planning thing, is if you know where kids are going to go during these times of crisis, like these emergency drills, you can plant secondary devices at these places knowing you're going to get a higher victim count.
Oh my God, I just had a...
and that's but that's exactly what this fucking kid did.
Yeah, I'm having an epiphany right now. I remember back like in the early 2000s when we were like seeing like this is what the guys over in Iraq are doing. This is how they're planting IEDs. Don't get out of a vehicle after an IED. It's like they're taking a note from Al Qaeda, ISIS, like the terrorists and shit.
But yeah, no, but this fucking kid had secondary devices, all these IEDs set up, which luckily none of them went off, right? So, praise whatever deity you fucking believe in over that. But and this is why I don't think kids need to be trained on where they're going to be evacuated. They need to be trained to listen and follow instructions from the teachers and say, hey, if something were to happen, you need to pay attention to what I say because I'm going to get you to our safe spot where we can take accountability and make sure everyone's good to go. You're not going to know where that is because no one needs to fucking know where that is except us. That's honestly, that is my biggest issue with having these active shooter drills. And having so much of them that kids become desensitized to it. Because it's been the same story every single time we've had an active shooter at a school. Is that these kids start off thinking, haha, it's just another fucking drill. Damn it. They don't take it seriously.
Then one dumbass comes out of nowhere and pulls a fire fucking alarm.
Okay, so why don't we, if we're going to stop doing the drills for kids, why don't we stop allowing the media to blast
hey, this? Is Bradley Jennings?
Oh.
Whoa.
What? Hello,
hey.
Jennings.
I was told to call.
Yeah, you are live on the air. What's up, dude?
All right, so I got to watch myself.
I mean, you can swear. Just, don't blow my Persac. Since you know me.
They kind of break it up.
You're all right over there, Jennings.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
So wait a minute, it's like this school shooting just happened, and the kid was like setting up IEDs, right?
Yes.
What it boils down to is that a lot of these kids these days, they're getting bullied in such a manner that a lot of them act out, a lot of them feel trapped. But then again, this is a different one, if I'm not mistaken. To where they actually found him where he was wearing like the shirts with the sickles and hammers.
Yeah.
More type communism thing.
Yeah.
Wait, but, the other the communist chick down in Florida?
Well, why is it that we have all these school shootings? It's usually the liberal kids or liberal states that's happened to the Democrats. You ever notice that? I'm just saying, they want to ban guns from conservatives, but it's liberals doing all the shootings. I don't know if anybody's noticed that.
Yeah. I've noticed.
Well, didn't they just release the motive behind the Vegas shooter? And it was like he was like I guess a
He was
Templar for anti-gun kind of thing.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. That situation is so confusing. Nobody can get their story straight. It's like trying to figure out what the color number 9 smells like. Like, it's been so long, we have still not figured out. Of course, he was supposedly for feminism. They found pictures of him wearing that little purple hat, that little pink hat with the ears. Next thing you know, they found like ISIS stuff in his house. Nobody saw this old man carry 33 weapons through the lobby of a hotel and up to his room. There's so many holes in that story, it makes no sense. But oddly enough, like hours before, they busted out the Puerto Rican mayor. Oh, Trump's not sending us support. And there happened to be a lot of Puerto Ricans that I served with in the military that got out that were showing planes of C-130s and everything, supplies being dumped. Then the shooting happens. Well, when Bernie Sanders came out and said, you know what, Hillary rigged the DNC, and right before that started to make major news, then the school shooting happened with Cruz. I don't want to sound like a conspiracist, but it's like a pattern when it comes to this stuff for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, every time I see this, I try to read in really deep, try to hear every point of view, give it time. But that's like the two main shootings we've had here recently, all involve these liberal Democrats that are about to get busted out for something major. And the Vegas one is so shady, we can't even figure that out. Because like you were saying, there's some people found where he had been like a feminist protester. Then they said they found like ISIS stuff. And then there's a joke that he couldn't stand country music, and that was a wrap. Not trying to be, lighten the situation. But ultimately, people like to blame guns for everything. They want to take them away. They want to take away our rights to own guns now. And there's a lot of aspects about me that should make me liberal when I'm very conservative. I believe in everybody having a right. I believe everybody showing a gun. I think David Hogg is a moron. Oh, soldiers have been through trauma. They shouldn't be allowed to own guns. They don't know what they're doing. Well, this kid just went through trauma, and he shouldn't be allowed to even speak on the matter.
A surgeon went through trauma, and now he can't surgeon no more.
But the reason why is because he said that he was locked in a closet during a shooting by his teacher, and then someone played back the MSNBC original interview they did. He said he was 3 miles from home, grabbed his camera, got on his bike to go interview people.
Yeah.
And that's why he faded out.
Yeah, he rode his bike within 4 minutes in 3 miles. Like, he rode 3 miles within 4 minutes and got there while the shooting was still happening. It's like, I don't know. But apparently my stepmom's getting hammered.
I'm talking about this
by the
kid,
way, by the way, before you go too far into your conspiracy theory, go ahead and make the on-air statement that you're not going to kill yourself by 2 bullets in the back of the head, and that all opinions are, just that.
Whoa, 2 bullets to the back of the head. How am I pulling that one off?
Dude, you haven't heard?
No,
oh my God,
you gotta
Jennings.
state that you're on sound mind, right?
Oh my God, Jennings. Okay, so the conspiracy theory is, especially if you go after the Clintons, right? And it's known. It's not even. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a known fact. If you speak out against the Clintons at all, you end up committing suicide within the next 2 weeks by shooting yourself twice in the back of the head, allegedly.
Oh, shoot. I'm telling you, I've been looking, and I've been, Bernie Sanders and Commie have been looking suicidal lately.
Yeah.
As much as stuff they've been ratting off. I've been waiting for an unnecessary car accident to happen while they're in the house. I mean, this stuff. Whenever Bill Clinton, when he was president, let me give me a second to lock my door real quick and close the windows. All right. Bill Clinton, originally during his presidency, he had an FBI director put him under investigation. he fired him, and then that guy magically died 2 weeks later.
Yes. See? Yes. Thank you. Fucking conspiracy. It's not even a fucking conspiracy. It's fucking proven fact. Anyone who goes after the Clintons ends up dead within 2 weeks or a month. Give it some time.
I'm going to tell you right now, Clintons are full of shit. You know why? Because Hillary acts like she's pro-woman, pro-LGBT, but 90% of her endorsements come from countries that have been oppressing women for millennia and also do honor and glory killings to LGBT.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No. But yeah. Jennings, thanks so much for calling.
Oh, y'all about to kick me off, huh?
I
had a
am,
whole
'cause-
lot to rant about.
Well, there's that, but we're also winding down. The show's almost over.
Uh-huh.
I
Show's
know.
just beginning. I just came on. You got to message me when you do this so you can bring me on so I can rant.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to.
I'll tell you what, man. If you want to rant about the conspiracies, hit us up tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're all about that shit. We love hearing that.
Oh, yeah. Dude. Real quickly, I just want to say something. A lot of people always try to down Trump and everything. Oh, he paid a porn star $130,000 to be quiet. Well, Bill Clinton had to pay $850,000 Paula Jones shut her mouth. So I think we got a better negotiator in office at the moment.
Once again, proving who the better deal maker is.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, y'all take care, and I would definitely be looking out for y'all tomorrow so I can call in and have a little fun online.
Definitely do that. All right. Take care, Jennings.
All right, y'all take care.
Bye.
Bye.
And also on that, Trump, wow, he just went ahead and donated his first quarter salary to the VA as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he is such an awful person for doing that, right? For donating his salary to somebody else.
Oh my God, he's going on his second year without getting paid?
What?
Bernie Sanders is losing his mind right now.
Suck a dick!
A rich man is donating money somewhere. Oh my God, I gotta fucking stop it.
Right? Oh God. Fucking, I love that my family keeps giving updates on this situation going on right now. At my uncle's house. Hi, Jack. Stepmom's getting hammered. We're having barbecue ribs now. I'll be back later. Love Dad and Jody.
Wait. There's barbecue ribs. Where can I join this? Is this close to me?
This is in California. This is my family in
Oh, never mind.
California.
Never mind.
They allow ribs out there in California?
They do. Yeah.
What? I thought those were outlawed.
Dude, you totally sounded like Tim Allen from Home Improvement when you do that.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, see that. I love that show.
I'm sure ribs are legal in California, but they're heavily taxed.
Wait,
They're
what?
heavily taxed, and you can't have more than a 10-round rack.
Oh, we're talking about ribs still. Oh my God. Excuse me. Sorry, the Rottweiler just decided to snore. They do allow barbecues in California. They do.
But not too much smog, right?
As long as, you're not in a fire zone.
Yeah. And you're only burning natural fuels that don't produce too much smoke.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Yeah. You can't pollute the air with scent.
Fact.
You can't actually cook real meat because that is against the beliefs of 98% of California.
Rude. No, that is not true.
Oh, 98% of the big cities. The rest of the communist California is trying to secede because of all the ridiculous laws.
I know, it's so... Oh, God, I wonder how that's going to take place because it really is. So, California, it's now on the California ballot on whether or not they will secede from the union. But I'm wondering if the state's actually going to split up into separate states and then like one or two of those like stay with the union and then like a few don't. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, what are they going to do? Rise up arms to defend themselves?
No, they can't. Not anymore.
I mean, guns are bad. There's a reason why guns are bad. Oh, God, our state is succeeding into 3 different states, 4 different states. Oh, what are we going to do about it? Well, take it in the ass.
Yes, Chris Everett, Communist-fornia. Yes, the California is a wonderful place for all those people that want to live on the coast and have odd dreams of weird things. Like even the proposal of the straw law, where waitresses and waiters couldn't offer straws. They could only hand out straws if the patron asked for them.
Which, okay, honestly, I understand that though. I do. I get it. I fucking get it. It's because we're having to literally rip them out of sea turtles' nose. Like, that's not nice at all.
Yeah, I get where you're going with it.
It's true, though.
How about we just be responsible people and put things where they should go and not over-regulate everything?
I mean, that too, but not, this goes back to, like, owning weapons. Not everyone's fucking responsible.
Not everyone is responsible.
Boom.
Okay, if you can't handle a straw, you can't handle a gun, but oh my God, let's Jesus, people. Take your dum-dum pills and just really? Come on. If you can't handle a gun, you can't handle a straw, you can't handle the world. Just put yourself out of your own misery. Walk off into the ocean. You just convince yourself that you're going to be able to breathe water. Okay? Just go. Just start walking.
Spurs, I think.
I got to trigger him a little bit. I'm going to ask him one question.
Oh, God.
Is taxation theft?
Okay, so I believe that as a society that we need to be able to come together and provide services for one another, to be communal. We need these things, roads, infrastructure. If we as a society decide to donate our money to the government to be able to do those things, then okay. But I do not believe that we should be able to be forced into taxation, into imprisoned, in trouble, in all of these things if we do not take care of these taxes. We should not be forced. Government has grown too much. We need to stop with allowing government into our lives as much as we have.
Well, according to these teenagers, we need more government. Because
yes, according to those teenagers, we needed more government, and then the more government came in and gave them clear backpacks, and then that was a violation of their First Amendment rights, and then their heads exploded, and they just went off to nowhere.
First Amendment, but Fourth Amendment. They were saying this is an invasion of our privacy, which goes against Fourth Amendment rights. Bitches, you asked for more government. But yeah. Anyways, y'all, that's our show.
I love y'all.
It was fun. So, we do have a show 6 nights a week. So tonight is obviously Friday Night Freedom, as you can see there, with myself, Minx, and down there is Pookie. Tomorrow is Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. Sunday is Kicking It with Kaz and Owl. Monday, we've got the Monday edition with Ice and Flash. Tuesday is Tied Up Tuesday with myself, Minx, and Grey Cloud. And then Wednesdays, we normally just game. So there's no show on Wednesdays.
Or you could check out WTF Nation Gaming.
That's why I said we
site.
game.
Game, you can check us out. I mean, So bad.
You're such an attention whore. Love you, Pookie.
I love you too.
Yay! All right, y'all. That's our show for tonight. I hope you guys had a great time. I had a good time.
You forgot Sergeant's time.
No, I said Thursday. Oh, shit, I did. We also have a show on Thursdays. It's with Ice. He talks all things active duty. It's called Sergeant's Time. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get fired.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, damn it.
Godzilla's gonna be mad.
Oh, God, right? Anyways. All right, y'all. We're out.
Shots.
Shots and shit.
Wars for veterans and shit.
Bye, y'all.
In the beginning, the canvas is blank. No tears have been cried. Nobody has lied. Far from complacent, just walking on shells. This feeling that love conquers everything else. Until you reach the point in There was a failure to communicate. So set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober. My only demon, my only regret is that I left you with scars so that you'll never forget. Sick of forgiving my mistakes and my faults. Shattered your glass heart to millions when I ripped it apart. There's nothing left. Love is gone. So there was a failure to communicate. So set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober. There was a failure to communicate. So since you leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had too late. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober.